Hi everybody, welcome to 12 Weeks to a Wow Christmas with the Valentine Twist. My name is Lela. You can find me at lelameinke.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm happy to share the specifics of how to make this project here today. If you'd love to be on a team, I'd love to have you. If you'd love to shop and get some of these supplies, I'd love to help you. But otherwise, let's get to the making of the project. So today is the last in this series of 12 Weeks to a Wow Christmas with the Valentine Twist. And since we're launching after Christmas, I thought I would start to introduce some of our Valentine product. But some of you actually did purchase a kit that had all 12-week projects. And so, of course, the instructions that you'll get in the PDF, I'm actually going to include the traditional St. Nick, the Merry and Bright, as I've been doing all along. And then I'll add the Valentine photo from today. So let's go ahead and get to the making. The first thing I want to do though is share, sometimes I tell you, oh, and by the way, what is the project? So it's a frame, but it's an easel frame. So it sits like that. Look how cute. This guy, so this is my nephew Ty. They were making Christmas cards from our Stampin' Up! Kit. So I decorated with some little oranges, and plus it kind of repeats. He's got little pizza oranges there. So I thought that was a cute one. This one I made for Bob for his birthday. I love that picture of him with Wrigley. So this is also the Traditions of St. Nick paper. And then here's the Merry and Bright. It doesn't have a photo in it yet, but here's the Merry and Bright. So we're going to go ahead and make a Valentine flavor of this today. And what I wanted to share is sometimes I just get straight into the making because the product is a bit agnostic, but it's not agnostic today. So if you have the kit, of course, you're going to get all the ingredients. And I'll show you the ingredients, and then I'll show you how we get to those. So you provide the photo, but the ingredients are going to include, get this stuff out of the way. And I'll show you step by step. The PDF also has step by step. You're going to make this base. It's an easel. You're going to have a panel that fits on the easel, a frame, a decorative element, and then the photo. So I'll take you through all of this, but if you have the kit, great. You'll have all the elements except the photo. If you don't, and you want to make it, I was thinking there might be some other dies you could make it with, but really these Countryside, now what's the name of it? The Countryside Corners dies are what I've used here, and they're perfect. And so we're using the third largest in, and then the next size smaller, which is the fourth. And if you wanted to, you could also use this stamp set. So you can find that in the annual catalog on page 63. The bundle is $45.75, and it has all of those dies, and I have a number of cards I'm going to show you at the end using these dies. There's just a lovely variety of things you can do with it. So you might be able to do these with other dies, but to get this exact flavor and to get kind of the portrait look, this is really a perfect set. And if I didn't give credit where credit's due already, I do in the PDF thing. I don't know how to say your name, Heike, and I give the URL to the YouTube and everything. And yeah, so you're gonna want to get on my email list to get that PDF. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's follow along with the PDF. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the base. So to make the base, it says, get cardstock that's 3.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. So I've got cardstock 3.5 by 8.5. I've scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to take the third largest die. And I've already got some washi tape on it. I'll put the smaller one back for now. So in order to get that frame, you want to attach the die, and you just want the cutting edge right there. Can you see it? So you want it so that it's wide enough and long enough all the way around. And you want it so that the edge goes, the cutting edge goes just beyond the folded edge. So once I've got it positioned where I want it, I can just use some washi tape, take it over, and roll it through. Now, I might get a little tear right there when I roll it through. I'll show you what happens, how you can work around that. So through the magic of television, you roll it through and comes out, but it comes out with a fold right there. So that's amazing. And it actually, when it came out, it did have a little tear, so I can show you how to fix that. Then what I did was I additionally wanted to put a score line. So if I'm following along with the PDF, you roll it through and then you cut a score line. I set it the 2-inch mark. What I meant was like 2 inches from here. But honestly, if you did it 2 inches from here, it's fine. You just want it halfway between one of the panels. So I cut a score line right there. And I'm choosing to have this be the inside because I know that's going to be covered up. So that little tear can get covered up. So very first step, I've cut my base. Then the next thing, it says, die cut another solid piece using the same die. So I've got the same large die. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it through. I don't really need to have the washi tape because it's just gonna roll through, right? So magic of television, I roll it through. I come out with this guy. Then it says, die cut a piece of coordinating designer series paper. Now this paper, you may not have seen yet. This is Valentine paper. So this paper, I told you we're doing a Valentine twist today. So if you're a demonstrator, you may have seen this. You can order it already. If not, January 4th, you can get this paper, this whole pack of 12 by 12 paper, absolutely free. It's called Most Adored. If you know anything about Stampin' Up, you know that often we have celebration every January and February, and that's true. We're having celebration coming up. Spend $50, get this whole pack free. So this is one of the papers in that pack. Go ahead and roll it through. Magic of television. Now we've got that piece. All right, now we start to get a little tricky-dicky. Now it says create a frame from a piece of coordinating cardstock. I've got my cardstock and I'm going to take the same large piece that we've been working with and then I'm going to take the next size smaller. Now if you wanted to have a decorated frame, you could take that stamp, emboss it with, like, use Versamark and then put some white embossing powder, heat it, and then you would have, truly you'd have all those images and you just would want the one. So this frame would go around the one line. But we're not going to decorate it here because I think there's enough other going on and I really want to focus on the photo. So I've got this lined up. So when you do this, you want to make sure that your border is the same all the way around. You want to make sure it's straight and that your border is the same all the way around. And then when I do washi tape here, I kind of press it here. I press it here. I'm not going to press it between the two. And that way when it rolls through and comes out, it won't be attached to the frame. And really what I want is the frame. I don't care about this piece and I don't really care about this piece. So now that I've got this, I take it to my embossing machine. I come out and I end up with a frame. I wasn't sure which color I wanted, so I did it twice. And just to show you in the PDF, I really do give like photos of which sizes do you pick and then how do you do the frame. So perfect. So now we've got the frame. The final thing we're going to do is we want to get the photo. Now the photo is up to you. So I printed 3.5 by 5. This is Wrigley. And he got a toy from his Auntie Doris for Christmas, and he's just having fun with it. So I wanted to put this in a little Valentine frame for her. So, oh, Doris, if you're watching, it's not a surprise now. So I'm going to take the smaller frame, and I did try with the larger frame, but I realized when I did the smaller frame, there's a little trick I can show you that's going to work well, and it's going to line up perfectly, and there's not going to be any extra, like, not lined up. So I'm going to place it just where I want it. I kind of liked it with the little eyeball showing, there's a little head showing, and then I could take my washi tape and kind of adhere it. Where did my washi tape go here? So I could take my washi tape. Now here's a tip for when I'm doing washi tape and I don't want anything to tear. I don't want the photo to tear at all. And photo paper, by the way, is pretty vulnerable. So how I do my washi tape is, and by the way, right now we don't have washi tape. The next time we have it, I'm really going to recommend it, but you can get some just anywhere. So, I'm lining it up on the frame and on the outside. I don't care if the outside tears. I care very much that the inside doesn't tear. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it through like that. And that's the size that I'm going to get. Magic of television. I've got my photo all done. Now, if you are home and you have the kit and you don't have the ability to like roll it through with a frame, in the kit, I'm pretty sure I gave you the inside of the frame that came out. And so you could certainly take this, put this on your photo, and kind of try to line it up right there and cut around the edges. We don't care how smooth the edges are because they're going to be covered up. So anyway, there you go. All right, so we've got all our pieces. Now let's get to the assembling of this fun guy. So I'm going to get my glue out, and I'm going to start with, by putting the base on the inside. So I could pick either side. I'm like in the red right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some glue. Now, do you see this glass mat? Where did I get this glass mat from? Well, you're going to be hearing more about it. If you're a demonstrator, you could have ordered it already, and then there's a little hiatus where you can't. And then after celebration, hopefully you're going to be able to order it again. If you're a customer and you're not a demonstrator and you really, really want it, you can get this glass mat for free by joining. And stay tuned for more information about that, but I am quite loving it. So, all right, so what I've done is, because I had it so precisely cut, this fits just exactly inside. It was so precise the way that I had the edge, right? So now we're starting to build. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the frame on the frame base. And I think I'm gonna go, I happen to know that I love Flirty Flamingo, and it's not exactly Doris's favorite. I think she's gonna like the red better, so I'm gonna go with the red. If it were me, I'd be doing the Flirty Flamingo, because I think both colors are in this little toy anyway, so I could go with either. But and then I'm using foam strips. So we have these foam strips. They're the same as Stampin' Dimensionals, only they're in strip form, and they're great for making shaker cards. They're great for making frames like this. So we're just gonna take a moment, and I don't have to be super secure and do like every single corner and every single stitch because it's not a shaker card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do 4 of the sides. I'm using snips that I don't care if they get gummy. I have my favorite snips and I don't want them to get gummy because I use them for my ribbon, but I have many pair of snips. So now I'm really giving a good burnish to these strips all along because I really want it to adhere really well. And I'm taking the second side off. Oh man, I forgot I was going to show you a little tip. Well, we're this far along, so I'm going to do it. So the tip is I am going to go back and put those on and do it. And I'll tell you why, because I really want this to line up. So what I'm doing is I've taught this before and then I forgot about it. And then today I was excited to remember it again. I'm just leaving a little tab available. And the reason I'm doing that is you want to line this up as accurately as you can. So this gives room to line it up, adhere it, and then come in and pull away the adhesive. So pretend I didn't tear all that off of the strips. Pretend that what I did was I went around and it doesn't matter which end, I left out a little tab, and it's got to be something long enough that it's going to go out the side so that when I put it down, I can pull it, but you don't want it so long that it's pointless and doesn't matter that you have the tab. So now that I've done that, now I want to put the frame on. And I'm going to stand up and hope my head doesn't get in the way and try to line it up right. So that feels good. I'm kind of feeling the edges. You know, it's funny. My eyesight's changing, some of you may know. And I'm doing a lot more things by feel, and it's actually been really effective. So, all right, let's see. Do I feel like, yeah, so that worked out really well. So guess what? Now that I've got these tabs everywhere and I'm happy with the placement, I can pull the tabs out, give a good burnish. Now it's good and adhered. I can do it up here. Can do it on the side over here. Can do it down here. Feels like it might be a little bit of a centimeter off, but that's okay. Now I've got my frame. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So which side do I want the top in? Which side the bottom? It's a little bit off on the bottom. I'm going a bit quick and it's, you know, not as close to me as I wanted it. But the bottom, I'm going to decorate anyway. So now the next thing we do is we make our easel. And I always, always, always say, only glue where you want to glue. So if I glue the whole thing, I'm not an easel anymore. I'm just a card front. So I only want to glue down here. I'm going to go all the way to the edges, a little bit inside. I've got just the lightest touch. And I've got the bottom that I want. So again, I'm going to kind of go by feel to get it lined up how I like. And give it a good press everywhere. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go this way too. Give it even more of a burnish and more of a burnish this way. I don't even care. If I had it closer to me, I'd be kind of squishing and moving it a little bit closer, but it's the tiniest little fraction. You can't even really see it. So perfect. So you guys, that's the bones of it. Now let's get the photo inside. I told you I had a little trick for you. Because we cut it the next size smaller, we can put it in there, and it's even got a little bit of a framey, kind of a three-dimensional kind of look. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. And you guys, this is just printer paper. It's a laser jet printer, but you could go really nice and get a nice photo. And I honestly think it's fine. It's just perfectly sweet like this. So let me move it closer to me to make sure I've got all the edges. What's nice about the red frame and the red background is you don't really know where the frame ends and the background begins. If I would have used the other one, the Flirty Flamingo, might have been a little bit of a contrast. You guys, look how cute this is looking. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. All right, so the final thing we're gonna do is just give it a little bit of decoration. Now, there's a new product coming out, and it's called, I don't have the name, do I? I don't. So that's okay. It's just a little tease. I promise you're going to be hearing more about this from me. It's with all the hearts, but look at this. It's like a letterpress kind of look. So it's a hybrid embossing folder. So you put ink on the embossing folder, then you put a die on it, you roll it through, and it comes out with like, it looks like letterpress. It's like embossed and it's inked and it's perfection. So I was really hoping to use those, thinking, oh, I'll use that as the little stop right there, but that's just a little too ginormous, right? So then I went to that same set and I just rolled out, they've got like 4 little hearts. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just put a couple little hearts here, because what you want is you want a little stop that's gonna kind of serve so that the easel can stand. So I'm just kind of making up this decoration on the fly. I'm gonna take my little Stampin' Dimensionals, my little mini babies, for little mini baby Wrigley, and I'm gonna put these little hearts down so that it can stand. And maybe there's a way I can use this big heart as an additional decoration. I don't know, we'll see. The surprise to Doris will be how I end up adding a little more decoration to it. But I really wanted to show you guys kind of the nuts and bolts of how to make these. All right, so because it's going to be a easel, I kind of want it to open maybe right about there. I'm gonna put my heart right there and another one right next to it. I might put some little gems on there. So let's see, did that work? Yeah, let me play with it a little more to move it back. How would I do that? Let's see. Well, it's catching on the underneath, not on the top. So let's see if I move it out a little bit more, will it catch on the top? Still catching on the underneath. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna snip the underneath. So I thought I was all clever, like having the bottom be the imperfect part, but in fact it was kind of getting in the way. So much better. Yeah, much better. All right. And then you can kind of tuck it under the hearts like that. Okay, very good. So that's that. And then let's see. I mean, can I add a little heart? I don't know. They feel so big. Oh, I feel like right there could be really good. Okay, I'm going to put it right there. Oh my gosh, so sweet. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to hold that a minute, and I'm going to look for some gems. So these gems are just coming out. They're iridescent foil gems. These are just coming out. And there's some little hearts, adhesive backed hearts and flowers that happen to be Flirty Flamingo. So why don't I take a couple of those, and let's see, do I want the big one or the little one? I'm gonna try a big one and see. Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm gonna put a big one right there. And one right here. So a few things going on. January 1st, I have new catalog launch bingo. And it's not too late to sign up for that. We play bingo, we have prizes, I give you a swag bag, and you get little samples of everything, and you see lots of examples of things done with new product. Oh, I could have done the red heart. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to come back in and switch it out and use the red heart. But you can mix and match and play. I might add some little ribbon or a little something, but look how sweet this is. Oh my gosh. So you can have fun doing all the decorating. So that's it, you guys. These are, I'll show you more with these dies, by the way, but anyway, this is how, it's a great Christmas present. It's a great Valentine present. It's a great birthday present. It's just a really sweet, very sweet, very simple way to take a photograph and just dress it up a little bit and let somebody know you love them. So that's those guys. Now, using these dies, because sometimes you're like, oh my God, I have to have that project, but what else am I going to do with the stuff, right? So I've got a number of cards, and I'll just show you. I participate in a lot of swaps. So again, we're using these dies and stamps, the countryside corners. So here's one. We made at the retreat last year, and we used the large die right there. I don't know what size, but, and then some of the flowers in the circle. So it's just a nice way to tie all the colors together, tie all the elements together. Same, this was from the retreat last year, and it works really well. There's our hearts again, so works really well with the heart theme. Retreat again, here's the same card in a different color, so incredibly versatile. Also from the retreat is, this is a different die, and then you could just use it as a nice label, and then there's the daisies. This was from a team swap, so I just wanted kind of a little something to put on the easel there. The front really isn't the main thing, though. This is what I wanted on the inside. How fun is that, right? So that's all different product, but these dies are so versatile. I'm just showing you they go with everything. Now here's here it is with the stamp, right? So it's got the stamp, and then you can see that it's die cut, and then that's the little one on the inside is a little more like a traditional label with less of the corner angle. Here's another one using the stamp. This looks like the whole stamp was done, and so that was die, and then the designer series paper was die cut. So that's a good one. So here's one with the smaller die. That's a it's a punch, and then it was used again on the inside too. So sweet little thank you card. This was fun. This was Cindy on our team introduced us to that. Fold. Here's that same idea that we used in the easel, but with a larger size, right? So it was much larger, and then with increasingly smaller. Oh, look, little Wrigley. Evidence of Wrigley everywhere. He got a little chew right there. And then this, I'll probably be doing this heart thing again this season. I love doing the little heart like that. But anyway, so there's another look. This, so I used this in our technique class where we were learning different ways of coloring. So very subtle, like it's just behind the scenes. It just serves as a really important backdrop. I mean, a really kind of subtle backdrop, so the rest of the elements can tell the story. And then here's, I thought I had two with the birds. Yeah, so here's one stamped. I just got this stamp set. Can't wait to use it. It's going to go with the birds in the another celebration designer series paper. Hair teal. Sweet little bird. And those dies, right? And then finally, it even works with this whole theme. So you can just dress it up, dress it down, make it elegant, make it earthy, all kinds of things. So you guys, I think that's it for today. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Please find me at LelaMikey.com and sign up and get the PDF. Please come over to my Facebook group. You can find me on Facebook, Serenity Cards and Coaching, Serenity Stamping with Lela Mikey. We do challenges, and I'd really love to see you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.